All right, good evening and welcome to the Hanson Select Board meeting of Tuesday, March 10th. This meeting is being recorded by Whitman Hanson Community Access Television. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, I know people are going to be disappointed, but we're not going to have Mr. Hill read our announcements first.
Sorry.
We've got something way more important, Mr. Hill. Tonight, we have to accept the resignation of the ZB Administrative Assistant, Virginia Costley, which of course none of us want to do. We want to say, no, Virginia, you cannot resign. But I will entertain that motion.
So moved. With regret.
Seconded with regret.
Okay.
Big time regret.
All in favor? And we have accommodation, which we wanted to present to you. But before we do that, I mentioned another time when Virginia was with us. People may not know, oh, Kevin, I'm so glad you're here, Kevin Perkins. People may not know, exactly how amazing Virginia is and the depth of experience that she brought to the town of Hanson and how fortunate we are to have had her. But Virginia has overseen that department for 27 years. And when I tell you that it's a band of volunteers that she has to kind of corral and keep chugging along and focused on the job at hand. It's not like it's a department where she's got staff that are consistently there. It's been a variety of people over the years, and Virginia has always made everybody look good and been professional and kept us on track and kept us out of trouble. She's amazing, and I know she is very much a mentor and is somebody that everybody in the staff, the administrative staff particularly, looks up to because that's just who she is. She is dedicated to her job and she's dedicated to this town. So perfect timing, Mr. Sweezy, but we're not going to get to you yet. So Virginia, on behalf of the Select Board, during your career of distinguished service as the Administrative Assistant to the Zoning Board of Appeals, beginning in 1999, in recognition of your 27 years of outstanding and dedicated service, the town of Hanson wishes to recognize you and express the community's deepest appreciation for your committed service to the town of Hanson. We sincerely thank you and wish you the utmost happiness in your retirement. Outdone, we've got State Representative Ken Sweezy here to do a presentation.
What do you want me, Madam Chair?
The Inquisition chair looks good.
Inquisition chair, great.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make sure I try to look back at you as well. Thank you, Madam Chair and the board, for inviting me for this special occasion. I am very honored. I grew up in Hanson, volunteered for a couple years, and just 2 years, I couldn't hack it. I had to get out of here. So 27 is impressive. But I'm here to offer up an official state citation on behalf of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Virginia, upon your retirement from the Board of Appeals and 27 years with the town of Hanson, which is absolutely incredible, we commend you for your hard work, the commitment that you've had to the town, and the lasting impact the work will have. On behalf of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, myself, and my colleague, Representative David DeCoste, who also represents Hanson, we just want to congratulate you. We want to thank you. And we all know that it's volunteers and it's the people in the town that make the town run. And it's people like you, Virginia. So thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you so much, though.
Thank you.
So I know there'll be a luncheon for Virginia too, so if folks are, within town hall, and without town hall, if you're aware of the luncheon, then, please, we would love to see you there. Virginia, did you want to say anything?
I would like to, but I don't know if I can make it through. It's been wonderful. It's been a great job. And I appreciate the support and friendship of all of you. It's been a great job. It's been a great time for me. I'm going to wish you all, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Did we want to take the?
Can I say one thing? Sorry, on behalf of
Please.
Virginia's family, I just want to thank you all. You've meant the world. It's been wonderful for us to know that she's so well cared for by everybody. You don't find that. So, true family environment, and we really, truly appreciate you. I said to the chief earlier, we needed the fire department and EMS in December and January, and what a wonderful crew and experience, and we are so grateful to everyone.
Well,
Thank you so much.
well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I know you guys are gonna have a lot to say to Virginia at the luncheon, so, but I don't know if anybody wanted to just say anything briefly, and then we'll take a brief recess and go to our highway, yeah.
Virginia has been absolutely wonderful to work with. She's not just on top of everything. We couldn't do anything without her. We're lost without her already. But she is the kindest soul and the funniest person. She keeps you laughing, and if you're having a bad day, you can go to her and you feel very motherly. She's just amazing, and we will all really miss you.
I'm trying to get out of here without any. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
All right, thank you. And Rob, we're gonna take a brief recess, okay? Okay, and we are back from our brief recess, but we have got the good news train that's gonna keep on chugging. And with that, we've got citations for the highway department. So I think it probably doesn't need to be said, but we are going to say it anyway. It's hard to believe it was just 2 weeks ago. So here we are today in 60-degree weather, and 2 weeks, just a little more than 2 weeks ago, we got hit with 30 inches of snow, and it was literally snowmageddon, and absolutely insanity for, well, I was going to say 24 hours, but that would be a lie. It was probably more like 3 days, but it really felt like 3 weeks, some of what makes Hanson such an amazing place is one of the things we just saw with Virginia, and one of the things that we're going to talk about tonight is the staff, which people don't really realize, because a lot of times people are just doing things behind the scenes, right? And that's the way it is. Like, it's sort of, in a way, a little bit of a thankless job, and people are just chugging along, and people sort of take it for granted that we've got really competent people back there, plowing the roads, answering the fire calls, keeping us safe, and answering police calls, and, keeping the bills coming, which I know people don't like, but it is necessary to pay for all of the aforementioned things. This board has made a concerted effort to recognize service above and beyond. And if ever there were a time that we would be recognizing service above and beyond for the highway department, and we know you guys do stuff all the time. And again, you're just keeping things chugging along, it's sort of taken for granted. But how many times have we heard during storms? We know when we hit Hanson, because the roads are the best, they're better than the surrounding towns. I'm not trying to throw shades to the surrounding towns, but I guess I kind of am. I'm throwing down the gauntlet, do better. So we always know, that you guys are there and you're doing a great job, but we really sincerely want to thank all of you guys that were there. And I have to say, our contractors, and Rich, Jasmine, and Carol, we're not gonna forget about you because we know you were getting all those calls where people were calling and thanking us for all of our hard work and perhaps pointing out some areas that might need some assistance. So, we really appreciate it. I've got some, accommodations. I'm not gonna read them for each one of you, but I will read one of them and then we will, call you up. In recognition of your continued outstanding service to the community of Hanson, the Hanson Select Board commends your dedication to the safety and well-being to the public during the blizzard of February 2026. We sincerely thank you for your honorable service and commitment to our community. And it's signed the Select Board. And this is for Richard Jasmine. And then we have one for Stephen Graham. And I didn't see Steve, but, and then Carol Jensen. And Joseph Marcos, Dan O'Connor, Kyle Thompson, Charlie Baker. Charlie's, I think, in Puerto Rico though, right? So
No, he's back.
Oh, okay, all right. And Chris Callahan. So if you guys don't mind coming up, we can shake your hands and give you your accommodation. That'll be great. Carol, I'm gonna give these to you and you can distribute.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate everything. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, good job, we
Thank you so much.
appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
so much.
Thank you. Chris, well deserved. Thank you. And as always, well deserved, thank you.
All right, thank you, guys. And I hope I can say we're not gonna have any more snow, because,
Don't say that.
I know, my husband always reminds me of
Say that.
April snowstorms whenever I say that in March.
I remember May 10th, 1977.
Wow. No comment.
No comment.
All right, so thanks again, guys. Now, next up, we've mentioned it, before, but we've got the lovely and talented Jay Murray. And Jay, as part of the Economic Development Committee, worked with the Conservation Commission and put together an amazing website, and I'll let her kind of tell her journey. But again, I just want to emphasize what you are looking at is an incredibly dedicated employee who, as part of her MBA program, thought of the lovely little town of Hanson. She could have done anything for her MBA program, but nope, she was like, oh, I think I'm going to get back to the town of Hanson and do a website. And it is thebomb.com, and we're getting all kinds of really incredibly positive feedback about it. People are very excited about it. So no longer will you need to have the secret password to know where all of the trails in Hanson are located. So Jay, with that, I'll take it away.
Yeah, thanks. As Laura said, I'm the administrative assistant for the planning board and also the economic development committee. So part of this is just a push for ecotourism and Hanson. Hanson is absolutely gorgeous, as you can see, and we've got 11 beautiful trails that not everybody knows about. So this is a way to get that word out in Hanson, but also beyond, so that we can see some folks and share the beauty that is Hanson. So I'm just gonna kind of go through the website real fast to show everybody, and then we'll talk a little bit about it, and then I'll let you be. So this is the homepage, and this is, thanks. This is the homepage, and this is a drone video of Burridge Pond that was given to us by Old Colony Planning Council.
Isn't
And then we've got an update banner here, so that if we ever have a trail closure or anything like that, got a place to see that. We've got a browse tab where you can browse by activity. So say you wanted to go fishing or boating, you can narrow down the trails that are appropriate for that. Then each trail has its own trail page. some beautiful photos. A lot of these were taken by Mr. Dave Mansfield, who helped a lot with this and gave us all of the information that was necessary and most of the photos. So on each trail page, we've got a little bit of information about the page, about the trail itself, and then we've got this kind of block of really good information. This is what you're gonna want if you're going hiking. If you click these links, it'll take you to Google maps so that you can see exactly where you can go park. And then the point of the whole thing, initially, we've got the maps on here. So you can pull this up if you're out and about in the trails and know where you are. So there's one of those for each of our 11 trails. There's also, because we had so many great photos from Mr. Mansfield, we also have a gallery. So you can just kind of look through some of the cool scenery here. And we've got an about page. This just kind of shows off Hanson a little bit in general. So we've got some historic information about it, some cool photos from the Historic Commission, information about conservation areas, because all of our trails are conservation areas, general info, and a little thank you to some of the people who really contributed to the website here. And more to explore is just some activities you can do on the trails, and each page has additional information. So if you go to like the bird watching page, these are all photos that were taken on our lovely trails, a lot of them by Miss Kimmett up here. And then information on each of the activities. So we've got pages for fishing, bird watching, hiking, dog walking, horseback riding, hunting, boating, cross-country skiing, and biking. So if you didn't know, you can do all of those things on our trails. We have an upcoming events page, pretty self-explanatory, but I actually spoke with the library soon, so the library hikes will start going on here moving forward as well, which will be pretty nice. And then anything that the Economic Development Committee, Conservation Commission puts on, we can list there so that you can know what's going on. My personal favorite page, we've got a community bulletin board. So if you are out and about and you would like to share something you saw on a trail, we got some really cool things in today. One of my coworkers saw this on our pond just today. Wow. Cool. So we got a bald eagle. So folks can contribute to this. It does go through an administrative check just to make sure that folks aren't posting anything that they shouldn't be. But great place just to show things that you love about Hanson and to let other folks know what's going on the trails. And then finally, we have a Get Involved page. So as you've seen, our trails are absolutely gorgeous, and a lot of that is done through volunteer work and folks like Mr. Dave Mansfield, who organizes our volunteers. So if you would like to do that yourself, you can fill out some information here, and we'll get back to you on what you can do to volunteer. So that's the basics of the actual website. I always like to leave it on this page because this video is just really lovely. I kind of have it on in the background a lot.
It's super tranquil. And then one of the things that we're going to do with this website is work on getting, so this, one of the goals of the Economic Development Committee is ecotourism. And so we're going to work on getting this posted to different hiking groups, different nature groups, different, you know, that type of thing to try to attract people to come to Hanson, walk on our trails. Yeah, that's great, but spend your money here, you know, eat lunch, whatever. And so that's just one of the initiatives, and this fits so beautifully into it. Did anybody have any questions for Jay? Isn't this mesmerizing? Like, it's just amazing.
It really is. It's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Well, thank you, Jay, really. Oh, Jay, the trail, so each of the trails that are up there, the Conservation Commission had already had those, the pamphlets made up, so you can get them in the Conservation Commission.
Okay.
And I think, do we have them out in the foyer here? Yeah. So they're available, but you could also just go on there.
Right, but if you're, you know, it's nice to have the piece.
Oh, yeah,
the map
definitely,
going.
yeah. Thank you so much, Jay, and thanks for the presentation.
Large houses, you can also access them on the North South River question, second.
Okay.
Yep.
First.
That's awesome. All right, thank you so much. Next up, we have consider and vote to appoint highway maintenance mechanic, Ms. Green.
Okay, Madam Chair, Vice Chair, members of the board. So Hanson has been without a permanent, employee for the mechanic position in Hanson for quite some time. We finally have a in-house candidate who was interviewed by myself and our highway director. Richard, if you'd just like to come up. He comes with many, many years' experience, has been helping out in the garage area with a lot of the tasks and responsibilities that he will be doing on a full-time basis. He's been with the town since 2021, I believe, 5 years, and has proven himself to be a good employee, and we feel very positive about this appointment. I'll turn it over to Highway Director Jasmine for any additional questions or recommendations on the appointment.
Anybody have any questions?
You trust him?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are recommending, you know, then, okay. So with that said, I will entertain a motion to appoint we don't have the name written down.
Joe Marcos.
Okay.
Joseph Marcos.
Joe Marcos, and when is the effective date?
It will be on Monday, the 16th.
Okay. Monday, the 16th of March. I will entertain that motion.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? All right, fantastic. All right, thanks. Then that brings us to, vote to appoint highway heavy equipment operator, Ms. Green.
Yes, and we happen to have an opening, in highway for heavy equipment operator, position, and, we posted, we have an in-house candidate, who we have interviewed, and helped out, as, the board pointed out today with the accommodation, Mr. Chris Callahan. And we're going to recommend, and Highway Director, that the board appoint Mr. Callahan to the heavy equipment operator position.
Okay, great. Did anybody have any questions? Okay. Mr. Callahan, did you want to say anything, or? Okay,
No, not this time.
okay. Good answer. All right, then I will entertain a motion to appoint, and again, what's the effective date?
That will be, Monday, March 23rd.
Okay, March 23rd. I will entertain a motion to appoint Chris Callahan to the highway heavy equipment operator effective March 23rd.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, great, and congratulations.
Congratulations, Joe.
Thank you.
All right, fantastic. And then, vote,
Congratulations. Thank you.
congratulations. And, next up, we've got consider and vote reappointment of Ruth Ann Fleming, Board of Registrars. Ms. Green.
Yes, we received a memorandum from our town clerk. I'm ready to notify you that a seat on the Board of Registrars is due to expire on March 31, 2026. I formally recommend the reappointment of Ruth Ann Fleming for a new 3-year term beginning April 1, 2026, expiring on March 31, 2029. I ask that the select board to please vote on Ruth Ann's reappointment. Ruth Ann is a registered Republican, meets the required qualifications, and is interested in being reappointed. Thank you for your consideration, and this is from Jessica Francischini, our town clerk.
And is that effective immediately?
Yeah, her term is due to expire at the end of March.
Okay.
So April 1.
Get it to you guys before we were in French.
Okay, so it would be effective April 1st?
Yes.
Okay. I will entertain a motion to reappoint Ruth Ann Fleming to the Board of Registrars effective April 1st.
So moved.
Second.
Any further questions? All in favor? Great. All right, great. And then consider and vote to appoint Faye Vitale, Shine Counselor, Ms. Green.
Okay. Yes, so we, a position opened up and our Council on Aging, for Shine Counselor and Outreach, Coordinator. And, resumes we had posted for the position, resumes were collected. Our Council on Aging Director, Mary Collins, is with us. And she reviewed the resumes and interviewed the candidates, and highly recommends Faye Vitale for the position. And if Mary would like to come up and say a few words.
I would, because Faye is wonderful already.
Well, yeah, Faye has been volunteering
A
there, right?
volunteer,
Faye
yeah.
has been a volunteer. Faye comes to us after retirement from, she was in the property management field. And she wanted to do something a little bit different in contributing to our seniors in volunteering. So she went through the Shine program and was certified 3 years ago. And since then has been helping me with serving the folks in the town that require Shine counseling. She has an incredible customer service background, and she is just phenomenal with people. Great listener, very, very understanding, incredibly bright woman.
Professional, thorough. Like, yeah.
And has a fantastic sense of humor, so I appreciate that. I did interview, and one of the requisites I was hoping for, prerequisites, was that somebody would apply that had some Medicare background. And although one person applied, and unfortunately it was after the time frame, I did look at his resume, and he had only been a Shine counselor for less than a year, and I feel very strongly that Faye will fit in perfectly. Little did we know we had such a gem right in our backyard. So, but I'm glad that we were able to glean some of the other applicants or the applications and kind of see what else was out there. So, but Faye, by far, I recommend her 100%.
That's great.
Did anybody have any questions?
No questions. I think the same thing. I just want to say, just because it's very rare when we talk about Shine counselors in general, this is under my wheelhouse in my professional career, working with folks that have to enroll in Medicare. And this is just an opportunity to say, this is a profession that is so needed. It is so integral to just people that are in need of these services. And big shout out to you and your team for doing this and prioritizing it, because it is so important and something that a lot of towns don't have the opportunity often to talk about. So,
Thank you for acknowledging that.
yeah, it's a lot of hard work. I appreciate everything you guys do.
Thank you. It is a pleasure.
And we do have an aging population.
We do.
And not everybody has the, has the skills to maneuver through some of this stuff, so.
Absolutely. And
yeah.
unfortunately, as our population is getting older, there are more requirements that they do have, and some of them being assisting them with mental health programs as well.
Yeah.
And that is a whole other language. So I'm very grateful to all of you, and I thank you for your consideration of this.
Well, it's lovely to see you, and thank you for that update. And with that, I will entertain a motion to appoint Faye Vitale, effective 3/10/2026, to the Outreach Shine Counselor position with the Council on Aging.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, amazing. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and with that, did you want to go to the public announcements and upcoming meetings, Mr.? Well, I mean, I'm sure you don't want to, but.
No, don't want, I
Would
didn't
you?
really, okay.
Yes.
I guess I can do it. We are looking for citizens at large to become members of the following committees. The Bylaw Committee, which is a 3-year term. There are 3 openings available out of 5. The Cable and Internet Committee is also a 3-year term with 3 openings available out of 5. The Capital Improvement Committee is a 3-year term with 1 opening available out of 5. The Energy Committee is annual with 2 openings available out of 5. The Historical Commission is a 3-year term with 2 available out of 5. The Memorial Day and Patriotic Observance Committee is annual with 3 openings available out of 5. The Economic Development Committee is also annual with 1 opening available out of 5. The Planning Board is a 3-year vacancy with 1 opening available out of 5. And the Zoning Board of Appeals is a 3-year term with 1 associate member and 1 alternate member opening. The volunteer applications may be found on the town website, hanson-mass.gov or by calling the Select Board's office at 781-293-2131. The Hanson Public Library is once again proud to partner with the Boston Bruins, Candles for Crayons, and Wonder Fund for the 19th annual Boston Bruins PJ Drive to benefit children in need in our community. New pajamas for children of all ages will be accepted at the library between February 1st and March 15th. The library is also participating again in the neighborhood forest free tree program. All members of the community are invited to sign up to receive a free tree to plant at home. Visit the library website, I'll give that at the end, by March 15th to register. Also, the Hanson Public Library Foundation is sponsoring the return of author and former state representative Joss Cutler to the library on Thursday, March 19th at 6 p.m. to discuss his book, Under the Golden Dome, Historic Talks and Tales from the Massachusetts State House. Discover the rich tapestry of history, politics, and human drama that has unfolded over 2 centuries with Massachusetts State House walls. Light refreshments will be served. And visit the library website to register. And then also the Hanson Public Library invites residents to a public forum to learn more about the library building project and future library services in the community. The project will be coming before voters on May 2026 town meeting. And this forum is an opportunity to get informed about that vote. Drop into an evening session on Tuesday, March 17th at 6:30 p.m. or a morning session on Thursday, March 19th at 11 p.m. And the Hanson website is Hanson Library, all one word, .org. And for the trees, you put /trees. And for the other information, do /calendar to register. Thank you.
Did you want to?
Oh, I'm sorry. The upcoming select board meetings are March 17th, April 7th, and April 14th.
Okay, well done, sir.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Aaron Gilbert, we're expecting everybody to wear their green, even if you're an honorary Irishman this week. Next up, we have the chief. Are you staying with us for executive session too? Yes. Okay, so because I would take things out of order if you weren't. Okay, all right. So next up is discuss and vote on Lakeville Animal Shelter. And may I just call attention to the individual who sent this to us, signed by the administrative assistant.
Oh, look at
and
that.
Lakeville. Wow, okay. So, Ms. Green.
Yes, Madam Chair, Vice Chair, members of the board. This is a annual agreement that we signed with the town of Lakeville. As we know, Hanson does not have its own animal shelter. Stray animals, dogs that are picked up have to be brought somewhere. So this is an agreement with the Lakeville Animal Shelter. It lays out the per day rate. There's also a drop-off fee if anyone were to bring a dog to surrender. There's also a $500 capital fee that we are assessed. And this just outlines any other services, any other type of animals that are included or not included, and just requires a vote of the select board and signature of the select board for the agreement.
All right, does anybody have any questions for Ms. Green about this agreement?
2 quick questions. The first is, it doesn't look like fees or anything have changed, so it's all the same stuff, right?
It's all the same boilerplate language. The fees pretty much are the same, and the $500 capital surcharge is also the same.
Perfect. And then the second question might be a silly question, but I'm just gonna ask anyways. Is there a way, I'm open to doing this every single year, but is there a benefit to having like an auto renew to do this if nothing changes, to just have it be that every single year, unless there's like a substantial change or unless, we have like a 30-day notice or something, that it just automatically renews into, there's no like, not that there would be a discontinuation of services, but just to kind of keep things moving?
I can certainly reach out to Lakeville and see if they're amenable to that, to just do an auto renew.
We don't even have to do it. I'm just curious if there's any better,
Yeah.
like pros and cons. I mean, it only takes 30 seconds to renew it, so it's not that big of a deal, but I'm just curious.
No, I think at the very least, it would be great if we could see language that says like, it continues unless either party comes back and says that it's not going to continue. You know, so that we're not in a position of like kind of languishing in Never Never Land where, you know, technically the contract's expired, but, you know,
Or maybe we can have them do like a 3-year contract.
I don't know about the 3-year, because we may, like, we could.
Yeah, we might
Yeah.
want to breach it or
Yeah,
get out of
yeah,
it. So the
yeah.
idea is like, I'm just thinking it's auto renew unless we give like a 30-day notice
yeah.
or something. That's usually all.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's usual. It's just, I've seen contracts that work that way. There's pros and cons to all of it. I'd just be remiss if I didn't ask.
I can certainly double check on that and see if we
Okay.
can do that.
And tell Ms. Lee, we said, well, we never
Signatures in the green.
sleep, sending us correspondence on behalf of Lee. Okay, so I will entertain a motion to enter into the agreement between Lakeville and Hanson for the Lakeville Animal Shelter.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And you'll circle back with us about that?
Yes.
Okay, and Amy, will you just put that in the parking lot of things to follow up on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fantastic. All right, then that brings us to vote to approve fire department, to surplus 2 stair chairs. Ms. Green?
So, the fire department has these 2 chairs. Anytime a department wants to declare, tangible items is surplus, they do need a vote of the board before they can either auction it off or dispose of it in any other way. The fire chief is here to talk about exactly what they are as far as a stair chair. Robert, if you want to just explain more, what,
Sure.
if you need.
It's what we use to get patients out of their home.
Yeah, I thought that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the current ones we have, we honestly didn't realize until we started talking about it, probably about a year ago. They're about 15 years old. So we actually just finished, last week, demoing the ones that we, like. We actually signed a purchase order for the new ones today, and, it was, October town meeting, that bought those.
Okay.
From the ambulance account, so we're looking to surplus these, and if we are able to get any revenues from it, to put it back in the thing.
Like, not that this is gonna necessarily sway, you know, because I mean, you've already, you know, been authorized to purchase 2, but do you have any like ballpark on what we could possibly get for these, or?
Maybe, I'm gonna guess, maybe $200 each.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was
no,
more hopeful. I was
yeah,
thinking
no.
the thousands. Okay, all right,
Yeah,
all
no,
right.
they're, how much were they? They were thousands of dollars.
Okay.
A piece, but yeah, they're probably only go for hundreds, unfortunately.
All right, I will entertain a motion to declare the 2 Furno stair chairs, model 559T EZ Glide, from the fire department as surplus.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Fantastic. We are clipping along. And Ms. Green, we have got common victual license, Liberty Pizza.
Yes, so we, in a final review, when we brought before licenses for approval from the board, it was discovered that Liberty Pizza, had not submitted an application, for a common victular license. We reached out to them, they, filled out their application, paid their fee, and they're now looking for a, vote of the board to approve their common victual license. They have, all the departments have signed off on any financial obligations, any, code violations, anything like that. All the departments have signed off, so we have their license here.
And
Ready and waiting
is
for
there any way, you know, prospectively, that we can, is there some check and balance there so we can make sure, I totally appreciate you were new to the process, and the process may not have been as fully articulated as it ought to have been, and that there may have been some chinks in the armor there. So certainly not casting aspersions, and I just want to be super clear about that, but I'm just thinking, going forward, is there some, I don't know, some redundancy checks, some, like, we had all these last year, we didn't have them this year, like, or, you know, was this just a one-off that we don't think will occur again, and we've got checks and balances in place?
Well, that's what we had implemented, the checks and balances with the new staff, and that's how we discovered that we had 2
Okay.
businesses
Okay.
that had not applied, and we reached out. So I don't foresee this happening again in the future because we kind of did that on this round here. Unless we change staff again, but I don't think that'll happen.
Didn't we go through this before, not, and do we set up fines for this?
I was gonna ask that,
Because
whether there
these
was.
people know they
Yeah.
have to have a license.
Yeah, everybody else is getting it in on time, and everybody is on notice that, like, this is a basic fundamental thing of doing business in a town. Although, we are.
But
Yeah.
I distinctly remember this discussion, and I thought we set fines for, making things late.
Yeah, I don't think it was Liberty Pizza, but there was somebody a year or so ago.
So it was a specific.
Yeah, but, I mean, maybe it's a broader discussion, of, I don't know if you can circle back with Kate, or just even do your own
I mean,
research.
we can't go back, I understand.
No,
that
but
going
no,
forward.
you make a good point, like, what's the incentive if every other business is getting it in on time and doing the right thing?
Right.
And then we've got to go chasing people, that really isn't,
No.
yeah.
So was this one we missed?
I think it was a question of seats. So there was, the owners were unaware that they had to take the step for a common vicular license. And we weren't sure that they had some seating. So that was the determiner for an application.
Okay.
But to answer your question as well, we're working with the clerk's office. Hi, Jessica. Anytime someone comes in for a DBA, she now puts me on notice.
Okay.
So that way the conversations
Yep.
get going. We're
Yep.
working with assessors too, like we'll tap them as well. So that way we have all of our checks and balances.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, great. So, sounds like you've got checks and balances in place. We've opened up the lines of communication amongst all the departments, which is amazing. And more importantly, we've reminded these people this is part of what they need to do. Do we send anything out to people, like proactively send something out, say, hey?
We do. And,
Okay.
I think we're going to be able to do that a little earlier, this coming year. But in October, we send them a reminder notice that licensing is.
And hopefully,
Coming
with
and-
everybody getting on the same systems, like the permit eyes and all of that other stuff, like maybe some of that could be more automated. It won't be as like arduous looking this stuff up and,
Yes, we've made some updates to the form letter that comes out with the Permit Eyes
Yeah.
software to auto-generate that.
Cool.
Plus, we back up
Yeah.
with mail, so there'll be no.
all right, did anybody have any other questions? Okay, all right, then I will entertain a motion to approve, are we issuing this effective 3/10, or are we issuing this effective 1/1?
310,
Okay.
the date that's on it, yep.
Right, but
Oh, yeah.
then that means that they didn't have a victualler's license from 1/1 till present, which is true, that's valid,
It is.
but, okay. I will entertain a motion to grant the common victualler annual license to Liberty Pizza effective 3/10/26.
So moved.
Second,
All in favor? Okay, great.
I think she's got.
Oh, okay, you've got the official
The
document.
real ones, right here.
And then we've got vote to approve rate increase for Cranberry Cove. What say you, Miss Green?
Okay, so Cranberry Cove, the, Camp Quaney Commission met, discussed their rates for Cranberry Cove. The board voted unanimously during their open meeting on February 5th, 2026, to increase the rates. There's a rate packet in your, there's a rate sheet in your packet that would show. For the summer of 2026,
It's right there.
a family pass will increase from $125 to $135. Non-resident family will increase from $190 to $200. Military family from $100 to $125. Resident single from $50 to $60. Non-resident single from $65 to $75. Military single from $60 to $65. A senior from $60 to $65. Non-resident senior from $65 to $75. They also have the kayak rentals from $10 an hour to $12 an hour. So these increases will allow the camp to continue with funding staffing and funding updates and maintenance of the beach area.
Okay, I mean, we've got the, duly appointed, Camp Kawani Commission, and I assume they did their due diligence, so, did anybody have any questions?
Kind of. It says resident single, 50 to 60. I just never noticed it. Then it says senior, 60 to 65, non-resident senior, 65 to 70. So you're paying $10 more
To be a
to
senior.
be a senior? I
Yeah.
don't know if that's, if I have the whole
They're saying
thing, or if that's a typo or something.
Paying
But you're paying more to be a senior than you are to be a resident.
More. That's not right.
So I would just ask them, just to make sure that's not a typo, and just have them check, if you don't mind. Because, and the same thing for military. You're paying more to be a veteran than you are to be a resident. So what does that mean if you're a military resident? They might have the answers. It might be a typo, it might be nothing. I'm just kind of curious.
I will reach out to the administrative assistant and have her check on that.
Why don't we, defer voting on this until
Okay.
they've straightened out, because it seems like maybe some numbers jumped lines here or something. Okay?
Will do.
Just out of an abundance of caution, we will table that. And that brings us to, the review of town warrant articles. Ms. Green.
Okay.
So, I thought probably what we would do is dive right in, and have you sort of give us a very high-level explanation if it's not self-explanatory. And to the extent that we can place the articles, we'll vote on that tonight. We have not gotten any feedback yet from FinCom, right, on, their appetite for articles.
Not yet, but we did provide them with a copy of this warrant and a special time meeting warrant.
All right,
this
so
evening.
typically what we've done in the past, and if the board agrees that this is how you want to approach it this time, is there are some articles, like unpaid bills, that we have to take care of. And there may be some that don't necessarily have financial impact. So we'll kind of maneuver through there, but the majority of them will probably defer voting on whether we recommend them until we hear back from the FinCom on what their thoughts are.
The only thing with that is you'll say that 4 people agreed to place, and then when you say, oh, but 5 people just said it was okay, you know what I mean? If the number of people available at the meeting changes, it'll be a
Yeah,
different.
unfortunately, I don't have any
Yeah.
control over people's
Okay, but
attendance.
just- yeah.
And, that seems to be sporadic, so I think we'll just have to forge forward with what we have.
Yep.
Okay, but I appreciate what you're saying, it does get a little confusing to people reading it, to those hale and hearty souls that read it. Okay, so shall we start with the special town,
Yes.
meeting? Okay.
And our town accountant, Mr. Kinshirf is here as well, to provide all final figures and answer any questions the board has. So, Article 1 is prior fiscal year bills. We currently have 4, total $656.16. All coming from free cash as the funding source, and we'll need a 9/10 majority vote on this. But those are all the prior year fiscal bills that we have for Article 1.
Okay, then I will entertain a motion to place and to recommend, because it's unpaid bills.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All right, all in favor? All right, great. Article 2,
Article 2 is our snow and ice, deficit spending. We are waiting on final figures on that. Right now, it's about 534,000. About 534,000. Highway Director Jasmine is still calculating the costs from this most recent snowstorm. There may be, let's hope we don't have any other snowstorms, but the dollar amount, will probably be filled in, by the time that, before we have to post this. So right now, there's still possibility of
All
a
right.
snowstorm.
so we don't know the dollar amount, so we obviously can't recommend, that would be irresponsible, but, our understanding is we are gonna try to get reimbursement, but Chief, that could take a year. 2 years, yeah, okay. And when we seek that reimbursement, are we gonna be seeking reimbursement, for, I know like the water guards chipped in too? So, like they were working, so we're counting everybody that was.
Yep, so we're able
Okay.
to, any contractors that came in.
Yep.
Any equipment used, so, the highway director and I actually went through their equipment, because we're able to put hourly rate to it. Any overtime costs, regular pay right now is not part of it, but FEMA, if it's accepted, could take regular time, but all overtime is counted into it. EOC time is put into it, so even people that are on salaries, they will break it down in daily rates. So
Well, that's amazing.
right now, preliminary, we're looking at over $400,000 that we submitted to me.
And we may or may not get it back, but hey, at least we're trying, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
So that's great. Okay, so I will entertain a motion to place Article 2.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, great. And then we've got Article 3, Conservation Fund. This is, oh, yeah, there needs to be, the parking was built using funds from the Conservation Fund. Okay,
So on this article here, Conservation had approval from CPC to build a parking lot, at the sleeper conservation area. What happened was they built the parking lot, prior to, they built the parking lot,
and
did
use
not-
Conservation funds
they,
to build it.
right, they used conservation funds rather than CPC funds,
I'm
however.
not sure, have we sought counsel on whether CPC funds can be used to reimburse conservation for funds that they already spent? Was there an article at town meeting for the parking lot to be paid for with CPC?
There
Yeah.
was a CPC
Yeah.
article for town meeting to approve for the parking lot, but the problem was the work was done before that article was appropriated. So the article came after the fact, so when they asked me to do a reimbursement, I looked at the article, I said, well, this work happened before town meeting even authorized it, so I asked them to, it's not, I can't do an expense reclass, I said it's more like a reimbursement, so.
We'll have to check with.
Are we sure? Again, I have not been, like immersed in the CPC for a while, but my understanding was that type of an arrangement, because you could see how that would be a slippery slope, right? All of a sudden, you'd have people going after CPC funds for like work that had already been done on historical buildings, but without the benefit of going through the right channel, like proactively, it's like reactively. So can we just double check on that? Okay, but that said, I will entertain a motion to place the article, and we can always remove it.
So moved.
Yeah,
Second.
okay, all in favor? All right. 40,000 to fund overtime costs to, filling shifts to maintain our 4 firefighters on duty for initial calls to take any action there too. I will entertain a motion to place that article,
So moved.
Second.
okay? And we'll wait to see.
Oh, okay. Waiting for FinCom? Waiting for
Yeah, we're gonna
FinCom.
wait for FinCom, yeah.
And just for that article, that, I hate saying placeholder, but that is a placeholder. The town and I discuss this all the time because a couple things could happen at town meeting if it is placed. They'll most likely get reduced, or it could get passed over.
Okay, all right.
All depends on what goes on.
Okay, so we'll just,
The first Monday in May.
that's fine, but if it's placed, we can always remove it, but, or pass it over, if so, but if it's not in there, we can't do anything. Okay, great. And then we've got the, 3 ballot questions. We've got the library, ballot question, which is a debt exclusion. And then we've got the fire and police. Pardon?
Did we finish the vote?
Oh,
We got
I
a
thought
motion
we
and a
did.
second.
Yeah,
I motioned.
yeah.
Hey, we got a motion and a second.
Okay, all in favor?
Yeah.
Okay, great, thanks. Sorry, thanks, Joe. All right, so are the ballot questions in the May town meeting, they're in the regular town meeting warrant, right?
They're in the
Yeah.
annual, yes.
Yeah, okay, all right, so let's just power through. So here are the reports of the various town officers, committees, special committees, and acts thereon, which is Article 1. I will entertain a motion to place and recommend.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Article 2, to see if the town will authorize the treasurer collector to enter into compensating balance agreements during fiscal 2027, yada, yada. I will entertain a motion to place.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. See if the town will vote to fix the salary and compensation of all paid elected officers and committees of the town as follows, and it's for the town clerk. I will entertain a motion to place.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? And, Article 4, to determine what sums of money the town will raise and appropriate by taxation from free cash transfer from town ambulance funds, water department revenues, water surplus, Title 5 Special Revenue Fund, MWPAT, loan repayments, receipt reserved for appropriation, conservation, notice of intent, overlay, surplus, and fund balance reserved for rejection of future excluded debt to defray charges and expenses of the town, including debt and interest, and to provide for a reserve fund for 2027 fiscal year or take any action there. 2, I will entertain a motion to place Article 4.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. And then, to determine whether the town will raise and appropriate additional $630,000 for the purpose of funding additional firefighter, paramedic positions within the fire department. I will entertain a motion to place.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. And then we've got the, wage and personnel bylaw classification and compensation, where we are deleting sections 11A through 11E in its entirety and inserting the new sections 11A through 11E. And Ms. Green, what does that achieve in a nutshell?
So you'll know, on the
Is that for the
section,
assistant veterans agent and then,
there's one additional.
Yep, okay.
If you look at the section 11A,
yep,
there is a position, that we are, would like to create, which would be the town planner and land use director.
yep, okay,
Okay, and that would actually be funded through the town planner position, with a small bump for taking on, land use director responsibilities.
and do you think that the cap on that is enough?
I do,
Okay.
yes, I do.
Okay. I'm not saying for the present situation, because we ought to always be planning for, future situations.
Well, we do, we have the range there, and that can always be changed
Okay,
in either a future town meeting, if necessary,
okay,
if need be. And then you'll also see the, under section 11C, the part-time positions. So T, under the assistant veterans agent, we're going to delete and replace that with below, there's a T that's, in bold and in italicized, veterans benefits administrator. And then we have the updated rates, hourly rates for that position.
okay. Mr. Hill, did you have a question?
My only thing is I mentioned it before, and I don't know if anybody else feels the same way. I find it odd to say you're gonna delete it, and then you're gonna insert. It's like, you're just gonna replace. And to me, replace makes more sense than it's like,
I
we're
know
gonna
it's-
delete all these items, and then we're gonna insert these ones, but you're just replacing these with the next, with,
Yeah, but I think
this is right?
I think so, because you are deleting and then you're adding new ones. So even though, yes, effectively, you could call that replacement, it's really recreating a new, but.
Okay, if that's how it is, it always
It just rubs you the
confused me,
yeah.
it rubs me a little bit the
Yeah,
wrong
yeah.
way, and I'm always like, what are they trying to do? What are they slipping in here? They're deleting all
Yeah,
the
we're trying
bad stuff and the,
trying to pull a fast one, Mr. Hill.
it looks like it.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're not, I assure you. That's why it's.
I know now.
That's why it's being discussed, in open. Okay, so I will entertain a motion to place, Article 6, and, I think we ought to probably wait for the folks from FinCom to chime in, we'll see what
Yes.
they have to say. So I will entertain a, motion to place Article 6.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. And then that brings us to Article 7, to see if the town will vote to adopt the capital improvement program as presented by the Capital Improvement Committee as shown in the informational warrant and transfers from available funds. So we've got, paving, CCTV cameras, and then cruisers. So again, I assume that FinCom will have a viewpoint on this, so I will entertain a motion to place.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, then Article 8, this is the revolving accounts, and setting the spending limits. I will entertain a motion to place Article 8.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Amazing. And then that brings us to Article 9, which is the Camp Kawani budget. And I will entertain a motion to place.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great. And then we've got the Water Department, which is Article 10. I will entertain a motion to place.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? And Article 11, this is to see if the town will vote to adopt general laws, Chapter 59, Section 5, Clause 22J, which authorizes an annual increase in the amount of the exemption granted under general laws, Chapter 59, Section 5. And this is the, this is the this is the veterans' tax exemptions, to be increased by 50%, which I know we had tried to get going, with the prior, veterans agent, but the Board of Assessors has, put this in. Great. I will entertain a motion to place, and I'd be curious what the board thinks about recommending. Do we
I
want to?
recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
All
we should
right.
recommend.
I mean, I personally do too, but I didn't know if FinCom might have a strong.
Both of them we should recommend.
Okay, all right, so I will, I entertain a motion to place and recommend.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. And then to see if, the town will vote to increase the amount of funding for the staff senior tax abatement program, in the Veterans Work-Off Program by $20,000 under the provision of Mass General Law, Chapter 59, Section 5K and Section 5N. So again, that just increases that.
I want to recommend that one.
Okay, so I will entertain a everybody else feel comfortable? Okay. I will entertain a motion to place and recommend Article 12.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Amazing. Article 13, to see if the town will vote to transfer free cash $9,950 to seal coat and reline town hall parking lot. I will entertain a motion to place.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. And Article 14, to see if the town will transfer the sum of $6,700 have the traffic light in front of town hall connected to the backup generator at town hall. And did our highway director believe this was a good idea? I thought he was neutral about it the last time this came up.
There was something.
Remember we talked about this before, and I thought he was sort of like, meh, you know?
Well, I mean, actually, this was recommended by a prior town clerk,
Yes, I know
that
that.
when we lose power out here, this intersection here becomes very dangerous because people just don't stop. And it was recommended by our town clerk, since we have our generator right here, that just to hook these traffic lights
No,
up.
no, I
so they'll
totally
keep going.
understand what it is, but and as
I
much
don't
as I
recall-
respect our prior town clerk, I would be incredibly interested in hearing what our highway director has to say about it,
I
since
can't imagine
it would
he'd
be
be
under his
against
purview.
it.
I don't think he was against it, but I didn't get the feel, what do you think about it? Because you're dealing
Well,
with,
I'll be honest, safety-wise,
Yeah.
it would be great, because the thing that we do see when that light goes out, you would think people would slow down and stop. It's
They
not
don't.
very speedway.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's super
Honestly, I mean,
dangerous.
it's-
All right.
It's a,
Gee, it's a
it's a
no-brainer.
dangerous intersection to begin
Yeah.
with.
all right,
Yeah.
so, I will entertain a motion to place.
Okay.
I mean, do you want to?
I mean, I'd recommend it,
Okay,
because
then
I've seen people almost get hit.
Yep, I will entertain a motion to place and recommend them.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're getting spicy. All right, let's see, Article 15, to see if the town will vote to transfer, $9,623 to have the town hall to replace sprinkler heads. I mean, this is another one, like, we
That's another
have to.
no-brainer. It's
Yeah,
just-
I mean,
we're not in compliance.
Yes,
Any discussion.
I agree. Do you
I-
guys, okay.
I move to vote and recommend
Place
it.
and recommend. Okay, second, do you have a second?
I have a second.
Okay, all in favor? All right, that's Article 15. Article 16, to see if the town will vote to transfer from free cash $130,000 for the purpose of replacing and upgrading the town's server infrastructure and virtualization software used to operate all the municipal systems. So this is by our new IT director. What are people's feelings? Should we just place and see? what-
That's a
We have
place.
to place
Okay,
and wait.
all right, I will entertain a motion to place Article 16.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, and to see if the town, Article 17, to see if the town will vote to transfer $10,000 from the ambulance account to pay for ambulance billing. I will entertain a motion to place.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
all in favor? All right, and then Article 18, to see if the town will vote to appropriate from, I guess, whatever, we don't, for the purchasing and equipping of a new fire engine for the fire department, including all costs incidental and related to, and to meet this appropriation, the sum of $705,000 is to be borrowed, and the sum of $395,000 is transferred from Article 9 of the October 2023 special town meeting. And further, the treasurer is authorized to borrow. So this will be a borrow, yes, a transfer, but a borrowing, which is why we've got a separate ballot question.
This does not have a
Yes.
question.
Oh, you still, okay, yeah.
We have a small amount of debt that is not excluded from Prop 2.5, and this year, in this year's budget, we have 360,000, and that means we're gonna pay off the bond school. So we'll have no debt in FY '28 for that. So we can fit a $705,000 borrowing in a regular budget if it just replaces like the McQuon School. So I feel that we can fit this borrowing within the budget, so this would not require a debt exclusion, it would just be, the debt service would be in the budget itself.
So we don't need a ballot question for it? But we would need to really explain this at town meeting.
Yeah.
Like, people are gonna really need to have an understanding, because this is a large dollar amount. And people are going to wonder whether this is taking funds away from, some of the other, the schools, whatever, some of the other stuff.
And that's a legitimate argument.
Yeah.
It could be, but it's always good to have a small amount of debt in your regular budget to fund future capital. And if we eliminate that debt totally, there'll be no debt inside the budget to have any capacity without a debt exclusion.
Okay,
So,
okay. So, any questions on this, you guys? Okay,
What happens if it fails?
yeah, so Chief, if this fails, what's the deal?
We'll be back again. I mean, the issue that we have is the piece that we're replacing the 95. If it takes 3 years to build, we're already at 31 years old, it'll be 34 years old.
Which is
Which is.
kind of crazy, yeah.
And the thing that kills us with it, that doesn't have any of the electronics, deaf food or anything like that, so we love it, but it is 30-plus years old, responding to emergencies.
Time to put the old gal out to pasture.
Yeah.
All right,
Eventually.
and in a loving way,
Does it make
yeah.
sense to put it on the ballot in case, I don't know what the right way to do, I don't want it to fail and then,
Well, we always have October town meeting,
Yeah, okay.
And
Okay.
by then, we may have some clarity on amounts we've gotten, and things have moved around a little bit, so
okay.
I think, we'll have you just continue to work with Mr. Kinshirf, and I'm sure you guys will, come back to us but for our purposes tonight, I will entertain a motion to place.
So moved.
Second,
Okay, all in favor? And we'll look forward to hear what the FinCom has to say about this. Okay, Article 19, to see if the town will vote to transfer from free cash $16,461 for the installation of a new 2-ton Mitsubishi chiller unit for the server rooms. So that's at the police station. I will entertain a motion to place.
So moved.
second.
Okay, any further discussion? All right, all in favor? Great. And then we've got, Article 20, which honestly, FinCom doesn't usually say anything about because it's water.
Right.
And it's coming from water, enterprise. See if the town will vote to transfer $160,000 from the water enterprise receipts for 2 new vehicles for the water department. What do you guys want to do? Just place or place and recommend?
I'm with good recommend.
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, I will entertain a motion to place and recommend Article 20.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? All right, we're flipping along.
Did we
Yes.
skip 19?
Can I just make sure you've got the numbers right, because our numbers on the ones that we have are different. We show
talk
Article
about that one.
19 is the,
Chiller.
Sure.
Article 20 is the chiller.
Well, not in ours, it isn't. Article 19 in ours is the chiller, and Article 20 is the water department article. Okay.
Let's correct that. What jump?
What did I miss?
So we got off the rails.
Yes, we did. Yep, we voted to
On the
place.
bottom, does yours say 22 pages or 24 pages?
Ours says 21 pages.
21.
21?
21.
I think of the wrong pages.
Is that just where we jumped the track on that one article?
That's where the numbers that we have are different from what you're looking at.
Okay,
So
well,
we're trying to
in
figure
the
out.
interest of trying to kind of keep chugging along, what is the next article you have after Article 20? What is 21? Is it the SCADA system?
21 is the vehicles for the water department. At the 160,000.
Okay, so
this?
that's a great question.
Then they could take one that matches what you got.
This is 22.
Where are they on 21 pages?
I don't know. Why don't I,
Okay, sorry.
why don't we proceed?
We'll proceed. Okay.
I will read the article, and you will tell me what article number it is.
Okay.
And then we will proceed
sounds
to
like a
take our
good
vote
plan.
accordingly. Okay, so we voted on what we thought at the time was Article 19, which was the Mitsubishi chiller unit. What article number is it really?
So that is Article 20.
So,
What do you have for Article?
yeah, what do you have for 19?
19 is the fire engine.
Which we had as Article 18. Is that where things jumped the track? What, okay, jumped the track.
That's where it jumped the tracks.
Okay,
Yes.
so we will revote Article, so did you have 17 as the ambulance billing?
Yes.
Okay. And then Article, so the fire engine is Article 19?
Is Article 19, yes. So
What do you have
we
as
had,
18?
so there was an Article 18 that actually was supposed to go into the special.
Okay,
So it was deleted out of annual and put in the special, but somehow the numbers
that's
didn't
fine. So I'm
move
just
over,
adding one to
so-
every article
Yeah.
from here on in.
Yeah.
Is that the base of the bottom line?
Yes.
I'll read the article and I'll double check with you,
With
but
the
I'm
number,
adding one.
yes.
All right, so let's move on. Upward and onward. All right, so Article 19, which is,
Wait a minute, 19 is.
which is the
Fire
fire
truck.
engine, okay?
The fire.
So I will entertain a motion to place the Article 19 regarding the fire engine.
So moved.
Okay, all in favor?
We're just not gonna have an 18?
That are off?
I'm using we're not gonna have an 18, and I'm adding one to every article number after,
But then they're
So
gonna fix it and lower it again.
So
because-
your article on page 12, Article 18, do you show that as the fire?
yes, the fire truck.
Okay, so
We have the wrong.
We
so
should keep our number.
us two had the wrong one. You
We
have
should
the
keep
right
our
one.
number.
Okay.
Who's on
right.
first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third.
All right, we already voted on 18,
Yes.
perhaps multiple times.
Yes.
We're not gonna call it 19 anymore.
We're on the same page. We're on
And
the
that
same
we-
page.
we
All
voted-
right.
And we voted on 19,
Voted on 19.
okay? And we also voted on 20.
20.
Okay? And then we were so rudely interrupted as we went to Article 21.
You were.
Okay, Article 21, to see if the town will vote to transfer $75,000 from the water enterprise receipts to upgrade the water department's SCADA, supervisory control and data acquisition. I actually always wondered what that stood for. So it's for the software. So again, that's coming from water receipts. So I will entertain a motion to place and recommend.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. And then Article 22, they have to do this every year. They really don't have a choice. I noticed the dollar amounts aren't in here though, but it's the 10, 10, 10, and then 70%. So we can't really vote to recommend it without dollar amounts being plugged in, but we can definitely take a vote to place it. So I will entertain a motion to place Article 22.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? All right, and then Article 23, to see if the town will vote to appropriate $90,000 to construct a new playground area. And now this is 100% money coming from community preservation. It is not coming from free cash or any of the money that can be used for any other way. So do people want to vote to place and recommend?
Yes.
Okay, all right, I will entertain a motion to place and recommend.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, great. Similarly, we've got a couple of playgrounds that are in the
Oh,
works,
yeah,
which is
Hancock.
exciting. And I actually think of Don Ellis when I think of this, because he was the one who really advocated
I
for
think
this.
of my poor son Christopher.
not being able to have.
2
any-
years old and fell and cracked his head and.
That's not a good
EMT
story.
No, it was funny as hell because the EMT people all came, everybody was swarming around him, I'm like, leave him alone.
Oh, my God.
It was typical Christopher.
Oh, boy. Is he the same one that fell from the?
Yes.
Oh, boy, okay.
Yes, like I said.
Yeah. Okay, so I will entertain a motion, for $50,000, for the Hancock Street, Park, Article 24, to place and recommend.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? All right. And, Article 25, this is our highway building. And, I think this is gonna require the ballot question, but, as you know, the plan is, the borrowing here, the debt exclusion, is gonna be net neutral, because we're not borrowing more than we already had on the books. And so so the average taxpayer is gonna see very little, if any, difference, in what they're paying. But we're gonna be able to get a new highway building for the guys that have been languishing in substandard
So what
conditions.
comes off?
Well, everything, like, Eric, can you tell us? Yes,
The police station is gonna be paid off, and then the Whitman Hanson Regional High School, those two debt payments, they total about over 400,000. So the idea is that 400,000 that's now being raised in taxes to pay it will be replaced by the highway building debt payments.
yeah.
Because you mentioned earlier about the McQuan.
Yeah, because that was in the debt, this is outside the debt,
Okay, got it.
outside the levy limit. Yeah.
So I think this is one that, frankly, this is, by the select board for the Hanson Highway. And I, you know, I feel strongly that we should be recommending, I feel that we should be recommending it.
Yeah, I do too.
So, but I don't know how other people feel about it, so I just want to, you know.
I think based on the way debt exclusions work, coming off, replacing it with more debt, I think it's smart. I think it's something that's common practice, so we should recommend it. But I say all of that with, I'm not 100% sure the average person, especially going into, things are getting tight, you know, things aren't getting cheaper. People are actively worried. This is why I care about those Shine counselors more than now than ever, helping people navigate a lot of this stuff. I think that it might be beneficial for us to do like we did in the past and do some informational sessions to ease people into this. And I think that we make that recommendation with the idea that we are going to connect people and meet them where they're at. Because, yeah.
We've already
So
gotten.
the highway, yeah, Ann, did you want to talk about what your communication plan is?
Well, we've got some,
Cable?
YouTube cable, informational seminars planned already. I think it got put off, didn't it? Because of the snow.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be doing that. We will have informational forums to, explain how it's going to stay. You know, it's not gonna really increase our debt.
Yeah, so the committee has planned on that. They just haven't got the dates down, but they are planning on that. Okay, so was that sort of like we think we should place and recommend? Okay,
Yes.
all right, okay. All right, so, all right,
Second.
okay, all in favor? Okay, great. And then, did you want to explain the thought
This
process?
becomes moot.
Well,
If,
Yeah, so if the Article 25 passes, then of course, we're not going to be installing a new roof on the highway department. If it doesn't, they are in dire need, and we have to get money somewhere, and we don't have that growing on trees. So that would be Article 26. So
You're working on the tree thing.
we're working on those magic trees. You saw that the library's given everybody the free trees? Yeah, so just plant those all over town. Okay, so, I will entertain a motion to place and recommend Article 26.
so moved.
Well, do we want to recommend Article 26?
No,
I think we
let's not.
recommend.
Let's place it.
I feel comfortable recommending it, because if you're going to recommend 25, you got to recommend 26.
Well, do we want to recommend 26? Because in a way, if you're recommending 26, you're saying that you're not necessarily.
You don't trust
Like,
25 pass.
you know what I'm saying?
Can you recommend contingent on, I mean,
No, I recommend them both, because 26, you put in the explanation to pass it over if 25 passes, because what we're recommending is that the highway department needs support.
All right, that's fine. All right, so I will entertain a motion to place and recommend Article 26.
So moved.
second.
All in favor? Okay. Article 27, $25,000 for grading private gravel roads. I will entertain a motion to place.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Article 28, $25,500 to retain the services of a consultant for the Hanson Planning Board and updating Hanson subdivision control. I will entertain a motion to place.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Article 29, this is designating a parcel of land similar to what we have already done for the library. We would be designating a piece of that McQuon property for just sort of earmarking it so that at some point in the future, if the fire department needs to locate there, which is, they've sort of done some studies and that is the most logical place for them to locate, but they are not planning on doing that right away. That is not on the warrant right now. This is just we want to set this land aside for future purposes. And
Fire station, Nancy, so.
yeah, what amount of land was
Up
that?
to 5 acres.
Okay.
I worked with the town planner on this.
Did it, I don't see, does it say that?
Doesn't say that.
No, you know what, we need to tweak that because it just refers to the 17.8 acres, which kind of leaves you thinking that
That's
you're
a
taking
big
the whole
fire
thing.
station.
Yeah. So we're gonna want to say up to 5 acres.
5 acres, correct.
Okay, so can you guys, work on tweaking that? Okay, all right. Then I will entertain a motion to, place and recommend
So moved.
With the modification.
with the modification,
yeah.
yeah.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. And then, this is for the new library. So, to see if the town will vote to appropriate the sum of $25,239,106. And, you know, keep in mind that this is a reimbursable grant, for a portion of it, 50%, but it's reimbursable, so we have to front that money. We can vote to place. What do people want to do in terms of, do we want to wait for FinCom? Okay, all right. So I will entertain a motion to place
So moved.
Article 30.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, great. And Article 31, they've got some funky stuff going on with their, walkway, front and rear walkways, at the library. So I will entertain a motion to place Article 31, which is $10,500.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, unless people want to recommend this. Okay, all
No,
right.
and this is gonna happen even if that other.
Regardless, because it's gonna, no, this isn't contingent, because
Yeah.
even as we speak, that's an issue.
Yep.
And it will be, even while they work, if, you know,
Yeah.
if the library passes, that, you know, we don't want people twisting ankles, you
Right.
know, just because we're trying to save that money. Okay, so did we have a motion and a second
Yes.
to place? Okay, all in favor? All right. And then Article 32, to see if the town will vote to amend the town of Hanson zoning bylaws, yada, yada. Oh, this is for the battery energy storage systems, which is quite controversial. I think we would like to could we get a little update from, Mr. DeFrias on what it is that I mean, I'm sure he's on the right side of things and he's proposing the right thing, but, it would be helpful for us if we could just get a quick little update from him in a future meeting. That said, I will entertain a motion to place Article 32.
So moved.
Second with regrets.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Well, I think this is actually, I know where you're coming from,
Yes.
but I think he's,
Protective?
yeah, this is protective. He's
think I
trying
thought I
to
heard
that. Right,
limit
no,
the
it's-
scope and
Right.
as much as we can, kind of rein
But
it
it's
in.
the state kind of saying,
Yeah.
telling us exactly what we can and can't do.
Well, we have limited powers, Mr. Hill. All right, and then similarly, Article 33, I will entertain a motion to place Article 33.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? And Article 34, to see if the town will vote to approve a proposed regional agreement amendment regarding the admission of the town of Pembroke to the South Shore Voc I will entertain a motion to place and recommend.
It's so moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? All right, great. And then, we've got Article 35, to see if the town will vote to place the property into the care, this is a citizen's petition by Joseph Campbell. To see if the town will vote to place the property identified as 0 Hancock Street, into the custody and care of the Town of Hanson Conservation Commission for Open Space Protection under Article 97. This parcel, do we know how big this parcel is? I know he gives us the map and lot number, but we don't all have that rattling around in our, could we possibly?
We could find out, but
Okay.
we don't know right now.
Okay, but if we could reach out, that would be great. So typically for the citizens petitions, we don't have a say into whether it's placed or not, because it's a citizens petition. And we typically refer to town meeting, but I will do whatever you guys want to do.
I agree with
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so we're gonna vote to defer to town meeting on that. And then that brings us through, and is there, I know we've got the ballot questions, is that anything we need to discuss? We kind of discussed it within the context
Well,
of
the only
the
one we didn't is this.
South Shore Tech, yeah, we did.
No,
Oh.
this is for the.
Oh, what's the South Shore Tech one?
Pay for the cost of design, construction, and
I don't have that
originally
one.
equipping and furnishing a new district high school and related athletic facilities, including the payment of all of the costs incidental and related there.
What is the dollar amount for that ballot question for the South Shore Voc Tech?
Do we have that yet? The dollar amount for the dedication?
Okay, so the dollar amount, I think was already at the initial vote, so, they're already gonna borrow the funds anyway. So, but basically what this will allow us to do, when the South Shore vote gives us an assessment that includes the debt service payments, so it's gonna allow us to exclude the debt service payments from what payment happens in the future, so.
Okay.
When we pay off those debt, so pretty soon those debt payments are gonna come in, might be five, it's gonna say, here's your assessment, $1,000,003, then it's 400,000 enhanced for the assessment, so that allows us to raise the taxes by 400,000 to cover it. So that's kind of what we talked about.
So how do we know what the dollar amount is?
We'll have to ask, Tom Hickey, but we won't know whatever that dollar amount, the only way we'll know it is if they project out what the debt service assessment to Hanson is every year. They have to give us a projection of, over the next 20 years, what's the debt service assessment?
I think I saw something like
There is
that.
something like
Yeah,
that. Enough-
yeah.
I should Tom can give it to us. but-
Okay, all right, so is this something that
We
we,
have to talk about that?
and should we have an article in the
There's no
warrant?
article.
Because there's no,
He's got his hand
article. Yeah.
So the town voted, with, I think it was last May.
There was an election.
There was an election to obligate Hanson to
No,
pay
I
for
get
it.
that, but this is,
I don't know, I'll have to check and see if we need an article.
Article in the warrant for that, because the warrant authorization was already done by the vote. They
Yeah,
already have authorization to borrow the funds. What's left
from the
is,
election.
we either do nothing, and then as assessments come in, it's gonna kill the budget.
Yes.
Or we give ourselves enough room by voting as a debt exclusion.
okay, and so then this goes on the ballot without any parallel article,
Correct.
because we really kind of had the parallel article before.
That's right.
So how are people gonna tick and tie this mentally?
As voted on.
Yeah.
With the date, it needs to be a little.
The
bit fleshed out
explanation
than
needs to
this.
be embellished quite a bit here.
This is the language that was provided to us as suggested, so we can, just make sure we include the additional information.
Yeah, I mean, truly, respectfully, we need to make sure voters know what the heck they're, but this is,
Yeah.
like, we all know what's going on and we don't understand this, so I don't see how anybody would be, like, the average Joe showing up at the, the ballot box is gonna be like, what the, is this?
In their good faith, they all voted yes, but they voted yes on what?
It's not sort of like a hypothetical, like,
So
yeah.
we need to give them facts in order to let them vote properly.
All right, I'll reach out to the folks that,
This has to
like I
be-
said, this was the language that was provided, so I'll reach out to make sure we get more information on that.
Yeah, and maybe you've got some, member towns who, already, have handled this in this way, or, they might have, maybe they've got it on their, warrant, or like on their ballot, maybe they've got some suggestions, I don't know. Okay, so did anybody have any questions or concerns regarding, any of those articles?
So I guess I just have a follow-up question. I should have asked it when we were at Article 7, about the capital improvement. And I'm just a stickler for it, just because the history that I have with it. So are we allocating any money to capital improvement to actually pay for the almost $1 million that they're asking for at town meeting?
Right now, it's slated to come out of free cash, okay? So basically, all those articles that were placed on the warrant tonight, if every single one of those articles passed, it would take like 1.8 million from the free cash. So right now, that would leave us 440,000 in free cash to use towards the operating budget. So as it stands now, if we use that 440,000, our budget deficit is going to be 1.5 million. So there is no secret pot of money, but there's free cash allocated to it. So it's a matter of choices.
Well, I guess that's what I'm kind of getting at.
Capital, or do you want,
Well, that's my question, because the capital improvement, the way I'm reading it, I should have asked this, I apologize for not catching this sooner. The capital improvement recommendation, I don't have any recommendations, so I have no idea what the capital improvement recommended. We also have some, like the highway department roof, for example, that obviously meets the $35,000 and, 5-year threshold for capital improvement. I'm not asking you to answer these questions, I'm just saying this out loud. There's a handful of things that should have probably gone through the capital improvement committee that aren't on the matrix. So what I'm afraid of is that if we approve this, the way this reads, because it says, the town will vote to adopt the capital improvement program as presented by the capital improvement committee as shown in the informational warrant and transfer from available funds. And then it shows 3 projects totaling close to $1 million. And then at the bottom, it says this is this annual article which approves the capital improvement matrix, which is this is not a matrix. These are recommendations to fund something. The matrix is a completely different document. And then for the next fiscal year, further, this article appropriates funds for capital improvement expenditures, meaning that we're going to fund $1 million that's not even included in the rest of the articles that we're talking about. So I think we need to reword this, or we have to go back to the capital improvement committee to figure out if we know anybody that's on it, that can kind of let me know, are these recommendations, because the way this reads is that we're funding this if they approve it in its totality. These aren't, and that, again, we have, $400,000 is the very first thing, 150,000, 240,000. And then we also, what made me catch my eye was the CCTV camera. And then we have an IT ask for over $100,000 that didn't go on this. So I'm assuming that they never went to the capital improvement committee to get authorization, plus the highway department. I just want to make sure we're doing it right, because I don't want to inadvertently spend $1 million without asking the questions.
So this article here combines, it used to be 2 different articles. So we used to have an article for, for
Adopting the matrix.
adopting the matrix, and then we had a separate article for the capital projects.
Right, once we've
So-
allocated them funds, which is by bylaw, 1% of the operating budget.
Right, but I think we did this last year, we combined the 2 into 1. So the capital improvement committee has not met yet. We need some help on the matrix. Because my office has never done the matrix before. That was always done by the capital improvement committee,
By bylaw.
by bylaw.
Yeah.
But we don't really have anyone in the capital improvement committee who has stepped up to help us. In the past, we did have a gentleman, Frank Malisi, who was the chair, last year assisted us with updating the matrix.
Yeah.
So we kind of figure that out on our own.
So even though we don't, and this is not for you,
So-
this is not, I'm
Yeah.
literally just saying this out loud. So when we make this is why I always had questions about when we're talking about, the vacancies that are on capital improvement. It's always been purported for as long as I can remember now, we only have 1 vacancy. So that to me means that they're meeting and they're organized and they're doing it.
Do
So
not meet unless
push it.
unless my office reaches out to them and creates an agenda, coordinates a meeting date,
Okay.
sits at the meeting, and
So,
goes over
I guess-
everything, so.
So the capital improvement committee, I'm saying what probably everybody here knows, I just want to say it anyways. Capital improvement committee doesn't have the authority to make purchases. They have the authority to make recommendations to you to bring to us. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because the way this is worded makes it look like if they approve it, we're spending $1 million that we haven't appropriated. And because of the language being so vague, we're gonna be on the hook. So I just think we need to clean up the language.
Mr. Kincher.
So, like you use this word, so bifurcate the article. So may split it to a plan, just split up, the plan and the funding. But I think the key here is that, somehow, we don't really have a functioning capital planning committee in the town. I don't know how to get the lead fire under somebody to get them doing what they're designed to do.
No, it's all good. I just think we just need to change the language.
Yeah.
Just take out the funding source and just say these are recommendations, but don't attach a funding source to it. Because that way it gets you off the hook. Because the way I read this right now, it says funding source free cash down the right side. I have no recommendations. I have $1 million that we're allocating to it. We're missing articles that should have gone to the capital improvement. Totally fine. And then we have an ask in the explanation saying that we are going to fund this if you pass it. So I just want to make sure that if the intention is to fund it, that's fine. That would play into whether or not we actually recommend this.
Yeah, I think the intention is to fund those articles, at least put it out there, but there's really no plan, really. It's like, here's the funding source, I don't think there was any thought behind the plan, those are just.
Ms. Green, can we take this offline? Can you figure this out, take it back, and let us know what you can do to rectify it? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Any other questions on the town meeting warrant article? Okay, all right, so that brings us to committee updates. I don't have anything on economic development, anything going on High Street Park Committee? All right, highway, thank you, Mr. Kincher. Anything on, highway?
No.
Okay.
Except what, do we have a new date for the,
In the next couple weeks, we'll probably one. Yeah.
Whitman Hanson Regional School Agreement Committee, nothing on that, but I did meet, and we're not gonna deliberate, so I can mention this. I did meet, as a follow-up to our meeting last week, with, Ryan Tressel, the chair of, the school committee, and Carl Kowalski, the chair of the Whitman, select board, and we've drafted an initial letter, for the, Inspector General, which I will share with you guys once it's a little more formulated, because Carl and I had some feedback on it. Also had an opportunity to reach out to, town council, get some of their thoughts, and working with our legislators to see if they may have some suggestions and some names of people that, we should, be contacting at the Inspector General, because this is going to be a very competitive process for us to get picked for them to audit. So that's our update on that.
They had mentioned at the meeting that they were gonna bring it to the school committee. Do we know how that?
They voted yes.
They voted?
Yep, they voted yes. I think he brought it that following day, the Wednesday or whatever, but, they voted, unanimously to support it.
I'd really like the three of us going.
Yep, yep, and I think, everybody was feeling that way. So I think we're trying to start a new chapter here, but the Inspector General will help us get there.
Excellent.
Okay, town administrator report, Ms. Green.
Okay, Madam Chair, Madam Vice Chair, members of the board. So this past week, much of my time has been dedicated to personnel matters, job descriptions, department coverages, in-house vacancy postings, interviews, presentation of candidates for in-house vacancy appointments to the board. Time is also dedicated to public records responses. Some of the requests that we've got that have come in are sizable, so I draft the fee estimates for those requests, and required by law, they need to be responded to within 10 days. So time has been dedicated to public records requests. I've dedicated time to reviewing the draft capital improvement plan that was developed for us by the Collins Center. So we have the draft. I've been going through it. It's 122 pages. Plus they drafted a new matrix, so I'm going through that. Been working with town council on legal matters that I cannot discuss in open session. Reviewed and signed 12 highway contracts that were procured by the Southeastern Regional Services Group. Don't have anything exciting in my report this week other than, sunny days. The weather has allowed some of the 10-foot high snowbanks to melt in town. So that's about the most exciting thing that I have to report. And we will continue to prepare for town meeting and get some of these other items that are still outstanding wrapped up so we can get this before the board, like the capital improvement plan for approval, things like that.
Well, and I will say, ladies, this is probably the most in advance that we have had these town meeting warrant articles in such great shape. And yes, there's a few little, bows that we need to put on things, but well done. Kudos. And I thank all of you for doing it. All right, so with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn to executive session. We will not be returning to open session, and we're entering executive session pursuant to open meeting law, chapter 38, section 21A3. Lovely to see you, Mary. To discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation. If an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigating position of the public body and the chair so declares. Litigation discussions, 1057 Main Street, union negotiations. To consider the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real estate if the chair declares that an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the negotiating position of the public body, Hubble property purchase, and executive session pursuant to open meeting law, chapter 38, section 21A7, to review and approve executive session minutes not to be released January 27th, 2026. I will entertain a motion to adjourn to executive session. We will not be returning to open session.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Aye.
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 Okay, great. Thank you very much.